Traditional African food have long been called some of the healthiest foods in the world, but modern food companies have turned most African food into silent killers. In this video, I'm going over 7 traditional foods that are slowly destroying your health and you don't even know it. The number 1 food on the list is fufu. I completely understand why fufu is the staple for many of us. It's comforting, filling, and part of our cultural identity. Or fresh fufu that's made with cassava that has been fermented is a good source of fiber and many other nutrients. But the problem is with modern fufu powders, the ones that you find prepackaged in your grocery stores. These powders are often stripped of fibers during the processing process. They are packed with preservatives and additives to make them last longer. This means you're missing out on the digestive benefits of traditional fermentation. These additives not only change the taste, it also changes how your body processes the food. This can contribute to blood sugar spikes, increase insulin production, and make it harder for you to lose weight. They also leave you feeling unsatisfied and craving more and more fufu. Because for years, we've been consuming these pre-packaged fufu flours, thinking that we're eating the real thing. The solution is straightforward. Choose fresh cassava and prepare it the traditional way if possible. I know you're probably thinking, well, what if I don't have access to fresh fufu flour? What should I do? If you can't make your own fufu flour with cassava roots, try paying attention to the ingredient list on the back of the fufu packages that you get from the store. If you can find a brand or a store that sells a flour that only has 1 or 2 ingredients, stick to that one. Pay attention to your labels. If a package has a lot of ingredients, especially those that you cannot pronounce, leave it alone. If you still have family back home, use them to ship you flour. This way you know it's fresh and does not have funny ingredients that you don't need in your body. If you need convenience, read labels and choose options that have minimal ingredients. The second food on the list is plantains. Like cassava, plantains are naturally nutritious. When boiled or roasted, they are a great source of fiber, potassium, and other nutrients. Not to mention how delicious they are. They truly are one of nature's perfect foods. But the packaged plantains tell a different story. Plantain chips, sweet plantain snacks, prepackaged fried plantains, and even some frozen plantain products. These are often fried in cheap inflammatory oils. They are loaded with salt that can raise your blood pressure or sweetened with sugar that can turn this delicious, nutritious, healthy food into junk food. Here's what happens in your body when you eat these. These cheap oils like canola oil promote inflammation. The excess salt stresses your cardiovascular system. The added sugar causes blood sugar swings. They've taken something that should nourish people and turn it into something that harms them. And the saddest thing is, because we love plantains, we love to reach for these snacks, not realizing that they're harming us. So fixing this is simple. So how do we fix this? Stick to plantains in their natural form. This you can get anywhere in the world, even here in the United States. Fresh plantains are everywhere. The only thing is, you need to pay attention to whether they're organic or genetically modified. We want to look for natural organic. Boil them, roast them, or grill them. Every once in a while you can fry them. That's not too bad. Use olive oil. That's the best choice. You can season them with natural herbs and spices to give them a little flavor if you want. Plantains are already very flavorful. They're very sweet if you let them ripe. So there's no reason for you to be consuming something that's already very sweet and eating a sweetened version of it. That's literally destroying your body. When you make these foods at home, when you make plantains at home, you get to enjoy your favorite food without all the junk, the additives, and the processing from industrial plantains. For those of you who avoid chips like potato chips and other Western style chips, but go for plantains, newsflash, it's the same thing. Plantain chips are just as bad as all the other chips out there. Next on the list is millet and sorghum. Now I had to bring these two because so many Africans get confused with these, and for a good reason. In my previous video, when I mentioned that I stopped eating fufu in order to lose weight, I had so many people recommend millet and sorghum flour as an alternative, now realizing that the commercial products, the commercial versions of these is just as damaging. Now, millet and sorghum are ancient grains that have sustained our communities for thousands of years. They're very popular in the African community. In their natural form, whole grains. They are powerhouses, rich in fiber that supports our digestive health, packed with iron for a healthy blood supply. They provide steady energy without blood sugar spikes. But modern food processing has changed all of that. What most people don't realize is that when these grains are refined into flours, they lose most of their fiber and nutrients. When they're turned into sweetened drinks and snacks, they become sugar delivery systems. What you're left with is empty carbohydrates that your body processes the same way as refined sugar. The irony is honestly heartbreaking. We are taking foods that our ancestors thrived on and turning them into contributors of modern diseases. So the solution for this one brings me back to tradition, back to the basics. Buy whole millet and sorghum grains. Cook them at home into porridges or side dishes. If you have a blender, do the blending yourself. If you decide to go with convenience and buy processed versions, again, read the labels. Choose the ones with minimum or no additives, so no sugar or artificial ingredients. Fourth on the list is porridges. Packaged porridges to be exact. Think of grains that are used to make porridges. Maize, sorghum, millet, wild rice, teff. For many of us, porridge is a comforting food, especially when it's made with fresh, naturally fermented grains. Porridge can be a great source of nutrients. It's packed with fiber and so many other nutrients. It's gentle on our digestive system and provide sustainable nourishment for so many people all over the world. But again, when these healthy grains are processed and turned into refined flours, they lose all their benefits, all the nutrients, all the fiber and the vitamins gone. Walk down any grocery store, you will find an aisle full of instant porridges. These are convenient, all right, but they also bring a lot of problems. Most are loaded with added sugars. They contain artificial flavors instead of real ingredients. They are made with refined starches that spike blood sugar and additives to make them last longer. Something that should be a nourishing start of your day becomes a sugar rush followed by a crash. Here's what I recommend to my patients. If you want to eat porridge, but also want something convenient, look for unsweetened porridge mixes with whole grains. The shorter the ingredient list, the better. 100% whole grain is what we're looking for. If you have time, make your own porridges at home. Again, buy dried whole grains, soak them overnight, and slow cook them in the morning. If you want a sweet porridge, sweeten it yourself. You can even add fruits for a little bit of flavoring. The fifth food on the list is ground nuts. Ground nuts have been a great source of protein and healthy fats for generations. Fresh ground nuts made traditionally is not only nutritious, but it's also satisfying. It provides healthy fats, and this helps our brain function. It's a great plant-based protein for our muscle health. And when eaten in moderation, it's part of a healthy diet. Ground peanut products often tell a different story. Most of them have added oil, the bad oils that we've talked about that promote inflammation. They are sweetened with sugars, so empty carbs that can raise your insulin levels and blood sugar, salt that can raise your blood pressure. Some even have preservatives and stabilizers. Your body doesn't need these things. Here's what I recommend. Buy fresh peanut and roast it or dry it yourself, and then grind it in a blender if you have that means. If not, then find brands that have 100% real ground nuts. There's some out there. Do this and your body will start thanking you for choosing non-processed foods. The sixth item on the list is palm oil. Traditional red palm oil is actually a superfood. It's rich in antioxidants that protect your cells. It's packed with vitamin E and other nutrients, which is actually great for skin. When used in moderation, palm oil can be part of a healthy diet. Where things go wrong with palm oil is when it gets overprocessed. Like everything we just talked about, highly processed palm oil loses most of its beneficial compounds. It may contain trans fats that increase the risk of heart disease. And unfortunately, highly processed palm oil is found in many ultra-processed foods. So even if you don't cook with palm oil on a regular basis, you're still consuming it through other processed foods. The key is understanding the difference between real palm oil and processed palm oil. Fresh, unrefined red palm oil retains its color and nutrients. When palm oil goes through the processing process, it loses its red color and becomes clear. It also loses its nutrients. Some palm oil may look as clear as vegetable oil and canola oil. So you might not even know that you're consuming palm oil if you don't pay attention to the ingredients. You might just think it's another vegetable oil. The solution for this, same as everything else. Choose fresh red palm oil. And how would you know that it's not processed? Most unprocessed foods would say on the label that it's unprocessed or unrefined or real 100% palm oil. Next up is canned vegetables. This one surprised as many people. We all know vegetables are healthy. They're essential for good health. They provide vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. Fresh vegetables that are minimally cooked and simply seasoned are a medicine for your body. But canned and even some frozen vegetables come with problems as well. They are often packed with added sodium that can raise your blood pressure. They also contain preservatives that your body doesn't need. And some even have artificial flavoring to mimic the real vegetables. And the canning process itself can also reduce nutritional value. And I know I just said canned vegetables, but this goes for fruits as well. So what's the solution? Again, you already know what I'm gonna say. Let's choose fresh vegetables and fruits whenever possible. If your grocery store doesn't have fresh vegetables and fruits, go to your local farmer's market. If you really need something convenient, always read the labels and choose packages that have very minimal ingredients. You've heard me say this 100 times. The shorter the ingredient list, the better. If you're gonna buy frozen vegetables, buy those that are not seasoned. No butter, no salt, no sugar, nothing like that. And then go home and season it yourself. This way you can maximize the nutrition without the industrial additives. Do you see the pattern here? Food companies take traditional healthy foods and process them for longer shelf life, convenience, and profit. But in doing so, they often remove the very things that make these foods healthy. And they add things that can harm your health over time. I've said this over and over again. The solution isn't complicated. Choose fresh, whole foods. Foods that are very close to their natural state. Read labels and choose options that have very minimal ingredients. Your health is worth the extra step. If this video taught you something new, please like it and share it with your besties. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do that right now so that way you can be notified when I post more videos like this. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!